Okay, so our training is the Anusara curriculum, which means that it's not registered with Yoga Alliance by Shree Yoga, by my school, but it's registered by the Anusara School of Hatha Yoga with Yoga Alliance. And then we have registered the training with Anusara. So if you go through our training, you would then get a certificate from Anusara that you would upload to Yoga Alliance. So just the clarity around that. The whole program, I know you're all inspired, so this might not be relevant, but this is the whole program. So it starts with the bridge program, 9 required modules, and this is what Anusara requires, 9 required modules, and then 144 elective hours. And I'm going to go through each of those things in turn. So the bridge program is the prerequisite for any RYT 200 who has done their training in a different method other than Anusara. It's a transitional program that will bring those people up to speed on Anusara methodology and prepare them for the rest of the training. It's kind of like a combined, squashed in immersion 200-hour teacher training that Anusara has created for people who weren't trained in Anusara to then be able to step into a 300-hour Anusara training. It can also be taken by 200-hour Anusara trained teachers as a refresher for 36 hours of elective credits. So that's the bridge program. The topics include teaching with a theme, teaching with UPAs, sequencing, observation, adjustments, languaging, demonstrations, kind of all the basic things that are different in the way that we teach from in the way that other people might have been trained. The weekends will run Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 7. If we're online, which it looks like we may be, then we'll do 2 hours on the Friday night, 6:30 to 8:30, 1 to 7 on Saturday, and then a shorter day on Sunday, just to spread it out a little bit more, make it a little bit more manageable so we don't have 2 7-hour online days.
Oh, yeah.
Which is how we're doing the current immersion 3, which Emmy is participating in. And I think that's working. What do you think, Emmy? Working pretty well.
Oh, it's excellent. It's better than I imagined. Yeah, actually, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and because there's that balance between asana and methodology, it kind of gives the break that you need, so you're not just sitting in front of the screen listening.
Oh, that's
yeah. So that's the first part. The second part of the training, and that's optional for all 3 of you, are there 9 required modules. And this is really the body of the training. They are the backbone of teaching a skillful class. They will comprise 156 of your 300 hours and further educate you about providing significant in-class time. Well, we may not be doing significant in-class time to practice our craft. If we're online, we'll be doing a lot of breakout rooms and different ways for you to practice the different skill sets that we'll be teaching in those 9 required modules. Again, same thing, Saturdays and Sunday afternoons, unless we're online. Then we'll do Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and part of Sunday afternoon. So here are the 9 required modules. There's the bridge program. So I've divided it up, but the colors are the years. So 2020 is the bridge program, and it's 36 hours, the dates, and the teacher is Rachel Duan, who, Hillary, maybe you want to give her a shot too. She teaches Mondays and Wednesdays. She's wonderful. I take her class every week. And then 2021, we're going to have 5 modules. Teaching with the UPAs, I'm going to teach that. Sequencing, Rachel's going to teach that. Teaching with the theme is going to be me. Functional anatomy as it applies to yoga is going to be Julia Paring from Manhattan. And teaching pranayama is going to be, again, Rachel Duan. In 2022, we'll have philosophy with Elizabeth Dobrnak. She is a student of Paul Muller-Ortega's. She is a certified Nilakanta meditation teacher and has been given a lot of time to deep philosophy study, tantric philosophy study. And she'll probably do it through the lens of the Vijnana Bhairava, but we're not completely set on which text she's going to focus in on, since it's 2 years away. Observation and adjustment will be Rachel Bush from Ithaca area. I think she's now moved down to Pennsylvania, right, Hillary? Rachel Bush.
What did you say? She's
from your area.
Yeah.
I think she's moved to Pennsylvania.
I think she's like part-time in a couple different places because she's still been teaching in Trumansburg, which is right outside of Ithaca.
Okay. She has a studio there as far as I understand.
Yeah.
So she'll be teaching that component. Then Elizabeth will do meditation. It won't be Nilakanta meditation. It will be general meditation. Then I'll do Anusara methodology, and Rachel Duan will do co-mentoring, which is kind of the final component of the required modules. And it's really to help you craft a video class that you could use for your certification. So if getting Anusara certified is where you want to end up, and even if it's not, this is going to take kind of everything you've learned and help you work in groups and together and with Rachel to craft that very all-important class. And as she's been doing certification video review as part of her offering to Anusara School of Hatha Yoga, she is primed to be the best person to do that because she's up on what is being looked for, and very supportive and loving and skillful in her communication. So those are the 9 required modules. And then there's the elective portion of the program. And the reason that I guess that Anusara has set this up is because many of you may have already fulfilled the elective hour requirement. So the 144 hours can be fulfilled by taking more hours of required modules at Shree or elective hours at Shree. We have 2 electives set to go. One is yoga for seniors and chair yoga. And the other is an Ayurveda elective module with Rachel Bush. You can repeat or participate in any or all of a 100-hour immersion. So there's some folks who are doing their 100-hour immersion with us now who've already done it in their teacher training, but they're doing it now, and that's going to be 100 hours of their electives done. And you may have done that with previously yourselves. You can take any workshop with an Anusara certified teacher as long as the subject matter is relevant to more of the UPAs, non-dual tantra, and that teacher was or is licensed when you took or take those workshops. Mm-hmm. So for instance, Desiree Rumbaugh is now relicensed. Christina Sell is now relicensed. So anything you do with them that is specifically about Anusara, the period of time in which they were not licensed does not count. Yeah. And then there are different subject matter specialists like Carlos and Carlos Pomeda, different philosophy teachers. I'm not sure exactly who is licensed now, but if you've been studying with them and they are licensed as a subject matter specialist, those hours count. And we will create a spreadsheet to send you where you can log in going back and going forward all your hours.
Where can you go, Chaya?
You can go as far back, even to John Friend.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a while.
As long as that person was licensed
Okay.
when you took those hours. So it's likely that most of you already have your 144 hours, which is why they are separate from the 9 required modules.
Gotcha.
So that you don't have to repeat. Do you have anybody have a question about that?
Really.
So Chaya, for example, I took before the training, I took the philosophy the Friday nights with Elizabeth. Would this count as
This would count.
it will count?
And the retreats you've gone on with me or other Anusara teachers, those can count.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. So the training, here are all your teachers. Rachel Duan is on the left. I'm in the middle. Elizabeth is on the right. We all teach at Shree at my studio. And Rachel Bush is on the left and Julia Paring from Manhattan is on the right. You may have studied with some or all of us already.
I have a question. Julia Perry is the one who on one of the Sunday nights, she was talking about ankle loop. Is it the same person?
Yes.
She's super good. She's super and cool.
She is very cool. She is a complete anatomy geek, but in the most sublime and inspiring way. And the anatomy she's going to be teaching is functional anatomy. So it's anatomy as it relates to asana and your teaching and your practice. Okay, rates. So the rates are by module, 12, 24, 36 hours. I have a price for if you pay by cash or check, which is minus the 3% that Venmo, PayPal, or any other online service charges me.
Sure.
So you would probably send a paper check since I don't know what we're doing at the studio at the moment. We also have 2 early bird options. One is for the bridge program, and that is by June 1st. If you want to do the bridge program, save about $70 if you pay with a check. If you want to sign up for the full 156 required hours, you can save $600 if you pay it all at once. In terms of payment plans, you just pay module by module. And in terms of if you don't want to do the entire 300 hours with us, you just want to maybe, Anusara certification or Yoga Alliance 300-hour accreditation is not what you're after. You're just after deepening your skills and continuing your studies. You can just a la carte pay for and take individual modules. And I'm just going to keep in mind that if you're not Anusara 200-hour trained, you do need to take the bridge program as the prerequisite to any of the, or most of the modules of the 300 hours. You also have to take the bridge program if you want to do the full 300 hours and get the accreditation and perhaps get Anusara certified. So just so we're complete. So before June 1st for the bridge program, save $50 by credit card, $70 by check. And before October 1st for the 9 required modules, save $600 by check, $500 by credit card before October 1st. There's Rachel teaching. And that is the end of my presentation.
Yay. Silent cheers.
We're all learning all these new skills. Yeah.
Very good.
So what questions do you have? And excuse my camera, it's having a little bit of a focus problem.
Like all of us.
So I wasn't quite clear just on the total, like you can pay for the 156 required hours, or you can pay for the 300-hour total? No.
No. The 156 hours is the total that you can pay for. Because the 144 elective hours may have already been taken, we have removed them completely from the equation.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
The financial equation.
Right. And if it's possible to be in person, then everything will be at your studio, and some of those teachers will be like visiting for particular modules.
Correct.
Okay.
And if you need a place to stay, you know, we could inquire about finding a place for you with the other participants. So
Yeah, I'm like hoping that it's in person, and I'm like, I'll come to New Jersey for weekends for a couple years. That's really exciting. It looks amazing.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about doing it. And I think this is the first time the Bridge program is being offered. Other than Jay Martin did it in Florida.
Okay.
So we're kind of the first more official offering of it. And this is the first teacher training in the States that we have 5 teachers collaborating with and 3 studios.
Awesome. Very cool.
So
yeah, and I feel like the Bridge program, like I can definitely see just doing that as your kind of, as a re-entry point into continued training. So yeah.
So do I understand correctly, the Bridge program plus the 9 required modules does that end up being the 156 required hours?
The Bridge is not included in the 156. The 156 is just the 9 required modules.
Gotcha. Okay.
The Bridge program would be 36 additional hours.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
That would count for you guys as elective hours.
Yeah.
Actually, it counts for anybody who's taking it as elective hours.
Okay.
But it is required if you are not an Anusara licensed, trained teacher.
Understood.
Yeah.
The 156 required hours is for the 300. For the people like us that already are inspired. So we're kind of really all in the same boat, depending, like you said, though, like if you want to refresh, it's good to add that on as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It does sound really, really good. And where would you fly in if you were flying in? What airport?
There are 2 airports that are the closest, Newark.
Okay.
And the one in Poughkeepsie.
One of the New York airports?
Yeah, not LaGuardia and not JFK, but there's one.
That other one.
That other one. Oh, God. The only thing about that other one is that you would need to get an Uber, or they have busing into Manhattan. We're about a 35-minute train ride from Manhattan.
Okay.
And then you need an Uber to get from the train or the bus to the studio.
Okay.
It's a 10 to 15-minute car ride.
Okay.
There's no public transportation to get to us from the train and the bus.
But if you flew into Newark, you could rent a car?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I wonder how long it would take to drive there. From
45 minutes to an hour from Newark, depending on traffic, to drive from Newark to the studio or the studio area. She's in Michigan.
Michigan. Okay.
Detroit. Yeah. When we used to go to Massachusetts, we used to cut through Canada. It was actually shorter to cut through Canada.
Canada.
Okay. We're not near Massachusetts.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Cool.
Yeah, we just go. It's raining here. If you guys hear it, I don't know.
No.
No.
All right. Well, if you have any other questions, you know where to find me.
Okay. And I screenshotted all your slides, so I'll look at them again. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks, Chaya.
Hey, Chaya, do you have the energy to answer me a yoga question?
Sure.
Okay.
So if you guys want to leave or stay, you're welcome.
Okay. Is it all right if we listen to your yoga question?
Totally.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I love these